Okay, thank you for all people who sent their summary of the hormones. Let's go over them very quickly because they're easy just to memorize them and remember them, but just I want to give some notes about them. The first group of hormones, there are groups. There's not one kind of gibberellins. There's a lot of gibberellins. There's a lot of cytokinins. There's a lot of auxins. Okay, not one auxin or one gibberellin. Now, gibberellins are hormones that produced a dramatic increase in size, affect the size of what the fruit, the seed, and so on. Also involve in ending seed dormancy. When you keep, let's say, the pea seeds at home and the dry seed, you can keep it for years. Okay, when you put it in the ground or you add water to it, that stimulate gibberellins, and gibberellins ending the uh, dormancy. Now also starting germination, okay, when the seeds start to give this sprout, very small sprout, that's a germination, and also promote rapid growth of young seedlings, those small green things when after germination. Okay, now responsible also for large size of many fruits and rapid upward growth of sunflower sticks. Now, where this hormone is produced in many places. One of it is the seed, one of it is the young seedling, and so on. Now, ethylene is a gas produced by fruit, okay, to make the fruit ripening and become mature. Okay, now we take as human advantage of this kind of hormones, and it's helped us to ship a lot of vegetables and the fruit. Now, if you have like an immature tomato and you send it to a place, they can use this ethylene to make this tomato become mature, but actually it's not going to be taste like a natural ripened tomato. Okay, now the third one is cytokinins. A lot of types of cytokinins, hormone that stimulate cytokinesis. You remember cytokinesis, the division of the cytoplasm. It's the last thing happen in mitosis, right? Which is the final stage cell division. Okay, they are produced in growing roots and developing seed and fruit. Okay, growing roots, developing seed and fruit. They are also involved in the growth of side branches. And also, in a commercial side, we take advantage of this because this kind of things, of hormones, it slow down the aging of plants. Where do you expect the most use of this? I can tell you in flower shop. They can use this cytokinins to slow down the aging of the flowers. It makes the flower lives more. Okay, the last one and the most studied one is auxins. Auxins is involving in the lengthening of plant cell produced in the apical meristems. Here the produced in apical meristem, and the function of the auxin is to make cells longer, okay, or grow tip. And we find them in apical meristem and growing tip. Now, auxins stimulate the growth of primary stems. Now, when you plant a seed, this plant seed will give seedling, and this one's gonna keep growing. Now, we notice always when you do this, there's one main stem appear. Okay, what makes this one main stem dominant? Okay, and prevent other stems to grow with it is the auxin. Okay, now when you meet any farmer and ask him how can you keep one main stem, he said, if I noticed any extra stems around this main stem, I will cut their tips. Okay, they're not gonna grow because auxin found in the tip or the apical meristem. Now, when you cut the tips, you prevent them from growing and you give advantage to the main one. Okay, let's get introduced to this term, tropism. Tropism is the movement of a plant in response to an environmental stimulus. Okay, وعبارة عن تحرك أو تغير في النبات نتيجة أو ردة فعل لمحفز بيئي. Okay, for example, if stimulus such as light hits one side of a stem, auxins will build up in the cells on the shaded side of the stem. These cells then elongate, okay, and build up in the cells. Now we're going to see a lot of example of tropism. Okay, the five types of tropism. We have phototropism, okay, when the plant change direction, okay, of the growth because they follow the light. As you see, auxin makes the plant in the shade area to be longer and those to be shorter, which makes this stem to lean toward the light, okay, because plant needs to collect as much light as they can to do photosynthesis. That's called phototropism. Now, thigmotropism, okay, let's say that thigmotropism is when the plant responds to the touch, okay? The best example of this is the vines or plants like grape, okay? They grow and when they touch anything, they turn around it, okay? This is a thigmotropism. Now the third one is gravitropism. Gravitropism is when the plant affected by gravity. If you notice, always roots go downward and stem go upward. That's gravitism. Okay, that's a gravitropism. Then the gravitropism is up and down growth of plant is called gravitropism. Okay, and auxins play a role here, okay, to make this stimulation, to make this change because of the stimulation happened. Now, some plant, they respond very fast. Okay, the best example of this is this Venus flytrap. Okay, when the fly lands on the inside this leaf, it closes in seconds. And there's a lot of other examples, and one of the best examples is mimosa. And I encourage you to find a video that shows how when you touch this sensitive plant, the leaves of this plant quickly fold and they close to each other in seconds. Okay, that's kind of very rapid response of the plant. Now the last one is photoperiodism. Now this kind of tropism is very unique because some plants, they are so sensitive to the length of the day and the night. Even some of them, they're sensitive to a level of 1 minute. Okay, if the daytime, through the year, the day and the night time or length will keep changing. Okay, some parts of the year we have a longer day than other. Some kind of plant, they are so sensitive to this change. This kind of thing, we call it phototropism. Okay. And another example of phototropism is when the deciduous trees or when the leaf of the deciduous trees fall down. Okay, مثلا تفاح, شجرة تفاح. In winter and fall, or specifically in fall, the leaves fall down and they change color. And this is kind of phototropism, because the plant wants to save every single energy because there is no light. Okay, in fall there's no enough light to do photosynthesis. This is why the plant wants to stop producing or wasting energy on the leaves. Okay, then it get rid of these leaves, and it keeps the sugar and the nutrients and it went through dormancy, which is similar to hibernation in animals. Okay, to save as much as it can from the energy to survive the fall and the winter.